The last topic, quasi-contract, is the last topic in contract law. Its denotative meaning is quasi is a Latin word for as if, almost, somewhat, or to a degree. A quasi-contract is an obligation evoked by law in the absence of an agreement. That is, there is no formal agreement which have been laid down, but to a degree or to a somewhat a level to cover up, you generally have a quasi-contract. Its purpose is to create a legal duty where in fact no agreement is being entered into by either of the party. It simply states that nobody shall enrich himself unjustly at the expense of the other. That is, the law does not enrich or does not allow anybody to become rich at the expense of an other party. For example, A is knocked down by a vehicle. B, a stranger found A and admitted him to hospital. The doctor treated there. It is not that at a later point of time, B states that I did not ask the doctor to treat me, nor am I ready to pay all the expenses. When in such circumstances quasi-contract come into force, since A was admitted to the hospital in an emergency situation, A is bound to pay the expenses which the doctor has incurred in treating him. Under the Contract Act of 1872, section 68 to 72 deal with certain relations resembling those created by Contract Act of 1872. There are 5 kinds of quasi-contractual obligations. Let's see each one in detail. The first one is supply of necessaries under section 68. If necessaries are supplied to a person who is incompetent to contract or to someone whom he is legally bound to support, the supplier is entitled to recover the price even if he is a person of unsound mind, even if he is a minor, whatever be the case. If supply of necessary happens, it is enforceable at law and they have to pay whatever is liable for the necessary. Payment by an interested person under section 69. A person who is interested in the payment of money which another is bound to pay is entitled to reimburse by the other. That is, on behalf of somebody, if A and B are in a contractual obligation wherein B has some debt to be paid to A, but since B does not have any money, if C turns out and pay to A for B, it is supposed that B at a later point of time is bound to pay that money to C. Liability to pay for non-gracious act under section 70. Section 70 states, when a person lawfully does anything for any other person or delivers anything to him not intending to do so graciously, and such other person enjoys the benefit thereof, the latter is bound to make the compensation to the former. For example, if a tradesman leaves his goods at B's unknowingly by mistake, B treats his goods as his own. He is bound to, once he takes possession of the goods which somebody has forgotten in his house or somewhere you get a lost good, it is bound that you make payment for it or return the good. Responsibility of finder of goods. A person who finds belongings of any other, takes them to his custody, is subject to the same as a bailee. That is, he is bound to find the owner of the goods and return to him, and not to take possession of a thing which is not his own. The last one, mistake or coercion under section 72. Section 2 states that a person to whom money has been paid or anything delivered by mistake or under coercion must repay or return it. For example, A and B jointly owe rupees 100 to C. A alone pays the amount to C and B, not knowing his fact pays rupees 100 again to C. In such cases, C is bound to return the rupees 100 to repay the amount to B. Money paid under mistake is irrecoverable whether the mistake is of a fact or law.